Kansas Department of Commerce recently engaged in a study called the Kansas Framework for Growth that has identified several areas where our state has fallen behind our peers. How would you prioritize and address economic development issues in our state?
I would legalize marijuana, plain and simple. Look, it's over, okay? The war on drugs is over. We all know that marijuana is going to create jobs. It's going to create additional tax revenue to go help for underfunded schools, to go help pay for highway programs. We also know that it can also be used as medicine to treat seizures, to treat epilepsy. I'm going to talk about as a vet, it can be used to help treat symptoms like PTSD, sleeping disorders. So if you want to know how I'm going to drive economic development going forward, I would work with, because this is one thing that Kansas agree with, whether you smoke pot, whether you don't smoke pot, whether you're a Republican, whether you're a Democrat, everyone agrees that we are far behind the times, and this is, once again, another market that we should be taking advantage of and growing.
Representative Seiwert?
And that's probably something that's been looked at a couple times. Again, like I said, we passed the hemp bill, and it was earlier stated that you can't make hemp into a bad drug. It was stated that you can do that, and that was discussed quite frequently by the KBI and FBI in our committees when we talked about it. But again, marijuana, I'm not against medicinal marijuana, I'm not against medical marijuana. Again, but there's got to be rules and regulations. But all you got to talk to is the KBI and the drug enforcement agencies, and they said at least the other crimes, like Colorado, they got legalized marijuana, but they also raised the felony theft rate to $2,500, so you can't pay for the tax stamp on the $500 a bag marijuana when you can buy $100 off the street, or a dime bag of marijuana off the street. You pay $500, and most of that goes to the state. But they could steal $2,500 from you now and not be charged with any kind of a felony crime. And that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to raise the felony crimes up to $2,500 and get stolen, and there's no charge for it. And that supposedly gives money to those people to buy the illegal marijuana or the legal marijuana because of the tax stamp.
And we will now have a rebuttal from Elliott.
My opponent says he's for medical marijuana. However, my opponent, when given the opportunity, voted against the bill that would allow THC.
Get your facts straight.
It's your vote, Joe. It's recorded, sir. Okay, what else marijuana does is when you do that, you can reduce the prison population. You can reduce the income that we're spending on prisons. You can also expunge non-violent felons' records so they can go out and be a part of the community at which turn their backs on them.
Hi, I just wanted to correct a few of the fictional fallacies that my opponent stated in his rebuttal. Hemp cannot be used as an illegal substance. Hemp contains no THC or CBD. Hemp can only be used as an agricultural product only. The other thing my opponent said is that he is for medicinal and medical marijuana. Later on, he started talking about dime bags and 100 bags off the street. Clearly, my opponent doesn't understand what he's talking about, as medical and medicinal marijuana are the same things, and no one buys dime bags off the street anymore. Legalizing recreational and medical marijuana will provide several benefits for our state. It's going to create badly needed jobs during this time of economic downturn. It's going to help bring in new tax revenues for some of those state projects such as infrastructure and education. Medical marijuana is also can provide pain relief to those with afflictions like epilepsy, seizures, anxiety, PTSD. Everyone in the political spectrum, the left, the middle, the right, libertarians, independents, Republicans, and Democrats, all think this is a good idea. Kansas is behind the times, and it's time for Kansas to get on board. To find out more about me or to make a donation, go to adamsforkansas.com. Or if you're on Facebook, you can search for Adams for Kansas. If you want more freedoms, not less, then this election cycle, you need to vote for me, Elliott Adams, and I'll get it done.